Imagine looking down at Antarctica from space, a continent buried beneath miles of ice, silent, empty, unchanging. At least that's what everyone thought. Then a series of radar scans revealed something strange beneath the frozen surface, a massive formation hidden deep under the ice, too large to ignore, too unusual to dismiss. And for a moment, scientists weren't sure what they were looking at, because the shape didn't appear where anyone expected it. It wasn't visible from the surface. It wasn't listed on any map. And yet there it was, buried beneath one of the most isolated places on Earth. The discovery would trigger years of investigation, wild theories, and one question that refused to go away. What exactly was hidden beneath Antarctica? The mystery began with a problem. Scientists wanted to understand what lay under the continent's ice sheet. The ice covering Antarctica is so thick in some places that it completely hides the land below. Looking at the surface tells you almost nothing about what's underneath. So researchers turned to radar. Aircraft flew back and forth across the frozen continent, again and again and again. Each flight sent radio waves through the ice. Imagine looking through one of the most powerful telescopes ever built, searching the darkness for another ordinary world. Then, something impossible appeared. A planet so massive, orbiting so close to its dying star, that according to everything astronomers believed, it simply shouldn't exist. At first, many scientists thought it had to be a mistake, a glitch, a faulty observation, but every new measurement confirmed the same unbelievable reality. Somewhere in our galaxy, a planet had survived something it was never supposed to survive. And if this world truly exists, it may force scientists to rewrite part of what we know about how planets live and how they die. This is the story of the planet that shouldn't exist. For decades, astronomers believed they understood what happens when a star reaches the end of its life. As a star runs out of fuel, it begins to expand into a massive red giant. During this violent stage, anything orbiting too close is expected to be destroyed. Entire planets can be swallowed whole. Their surfaces melt, their atmospheres disappear, and eventually nothing remains. At least that's what every scientific model predicted. But then, while studying a dying star nearly 500 light-years from Earth, a team of astronomers noticed something strange. A giant planet still orbiting incredibly close to its dead star. According to everything they knew, This world should have been destroyed millions of years ago, yet somehow it survived. The discovery shocked researchers. Some even questioned whether they were actually looking at a planet at all. Could the telescope be wrong? Could another object be creating the signal? Or had scientists just found the first clear evidence that planetary evolution was far more complicated than anyone imagined? The deeper they investigated, the stranger the mystery became. Because this wasn't just an unusual planet, it was a world that seemed to have escaped certain death. If this planet really existed, there were only two possibilities. Either everything scientists believed about dying stars was incomplete, or this planet had done something no one thought was possible. Researchers began running computer simulations again and again. Each model ended the same way. The planet should have been destroyed. Its star would have expanded thousands of times larger than before. The intense heat, the powerful gravity, and the violent waves of stellar gas should have erased the planet forever. But the telescope kept telling a different story. The planet was still there, still orbiting, still refusing to disappear. So scientists proposed a shocking idea. What if this planet wasn't always this close? Could it have formed much farther away, only to slowly spiral inward after the star had already begun to die? It sounded possible, but there was one major problem. No known process could easily move a giant planet into such a tight orbit without tearing it apart. The mystery had only grown deeper. Then a second theory emerged, one that was even more unbelievable. What if this wasn't an ancient survivor at all? What if this planet had somehow been born after its star had already begun to die? If that were true, astronomers weren't just looking at an impossible planet. They were looking at something that could rewrite the story of how planetary systems evolve. And that possibility changed everything. To find the truth, scientists turned to something more powerful than imagination. They turned to evidence. Using advanced spectroscopic observations, they studied the dying star in extraordinary detail. Every tiny change in its light, every subtle wobble, every shift in its motion was carefully measured. The results confirmed one incredible fact. The planet was real. This wasn't a computer error. It wasn't a distant background object. And it wasn't an illusion created by the telescope. Something enormous really was orbiting this dying star. But the data revealed something else. The planet's orbit was unusually stable, almost too stable. If it had barely survived the star's violent expansion, its orbit should have been chaotic. Instead, it looked as if the planet had quietly settled into place. That observation forced scientists to ask an even bigger question. Had the planet somehow migrated inward long after the most violent phase had ended? Or was another unseen object pulling on it, changing its orbit over millions of years? No one had a definitive answer. Every new observation solved one mystery, only to create another. The more astronomers studied this impossible world, the more they realized nature was under no. Today, scientists still don't agree on a single explanation. Some believe the planet is an extraordinary survivor, a giant world that somehow endured the violent death of its parent star. Others argue it may have migrated inward over millions of years, finding a new orbit long after the chaos had ended. And then there is the most controversial possibility of all, that this planet belongs to an entirely new generation, a world that formed from the remains of a dead star long after the original planetary system had been destroyed. If that idea is correct, then planets may not only survive the death of stars, they may be born from that destruction. It's a possibility that challenges decades of scientific thinking, not because it breaks the laws of physics, but because it reveals just how much we still don't understand. Every year, more powerful telescopes uncover worlds that seem impossible. Planets orbiting dead stars, worlds larger than theory predicted, systems unlike anything in our own solar system. Each discovery delivers the same message. The universe is far stranger than our imagination. And perhaps the greatest mysteries aren't the ones we've already found, but the ones still waiting, hidden in the darkness.